Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And in this lesson, I just wanted to, speak on this whole situation, right? I did a lesson yesterday that kind of, touched on it a bit, but pretty much you have with the with the situation with Kamala Harris being pushed to the forefront. You got a lot of individuals, mainly Jake too, especially a lot of so-called black women that are rallying, raising funds and, trying to push this. You got people on social media commenting, talking about we're going to have our first, I forgot what the thing even said, but, long story short, I think it was along the lines of, we're having our first female president soon, some madness like that, right? But hey, at the end of the day, it just goes to show the ignorance, all right, of our people and just really people in general, because by now you would think that people would have some level of awareness to see through what's going on, to see the plants, to see the deliberate, pieces being moved on the board. And this is why at the end of the day, yes, the scriptures do tell us, right, pursuant to Psalm 64, I believe, which I can get that real quick, about the heart of these elites being deep, right? Their inward thought, all of that. But at the end of the day, they're not like these super geniuses, right, that outsmart everybody. But what the thing is think about it, right? Instead of trying to become the smartest person in the world, if you can make the world dumber and dumber and dumber, you don't really need to be that smart in order to pull off certain things, all right, and succeed at certain methods of deception. And that's what they've done. They've deceived the people and dumbed them down to where deceiving them is easier and easier to do. And so they pull the same tricks over and over and over again, and the people believe it every time. And so guess what? Why fix something that's not broken? So they keep on with the same tricks over and over again because they know that they get the people every time. Guess what? Prior to the pandemic, right? They went from people saying, "No, hell no, I ain't wearing no mask," to now people saying, "Hell no, I'm not taking my mask off," right? And then afterwards, people started to say, "Oh, you know what? All this was BS," and there was no actual, like, now what, Fauci and all of them. Where's this dude at? So-called expert every day. It's like every day on TV they had this guy on there, on them press conferences. I remember you had Cuomo, right? I think it was Mario Cuomo, on there doing these press conferences every morning. They were doing all of these things, right? And then the same guy comes out and admits and says, "Oh, this was just that." All right. It wasn't really proven. It was just that. And then people say, "Oh, wow, look at that. Look at all that madness and that BS." And then guess what? If they set up another one right now, they're going to fall. The same people who came out and said, "Oh, I knew that this was BS. I knew that you can't trust these guys." Guess what? They set up another situation, another demic. These same people are going to fall for it yet again. And that's why they keep on doing it over and over and over again. Okay? Because they know that it works. So let me actually get this precept that I mentioned, Psalms chapter 64. And just want to get straight to the point. Right, verse 5, it says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter." So who is this they that is talking about here? This they is referring on to the same they in Micah, the 2nd chapter, in the 1st verse. All right, let me see. Let me just go there real quick so I don't butcher it. Then we'll come back. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. "Woe to them that devise," there we go, "that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." Those devices, the plans, the traps that they set, they plan these things out. It's not a 1 day thing or a 2 day thing. This is a plan that's been thought of old, that they are just moving step by step to accomplish, which is ultimately in their world, or in their mind, world domination. But as it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So they have the ability to take their plans, and by way of different means, they can bring it to fruition. One of those means or methods being problem, reaction, solution, right? Manipulation of the people, false situations, test runs, simulations. All these things are used to gauge the pulse of the people, so they can know when and what is an appropriate thing to do at what time to further that agenda or that plan that they have. So going back to the book of Psalms, chapter 64, and I'll get back to my point, right? But Psalm 64 and 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. When they say, who shall see them? So that's the part right there. And those snares, people keep falling for it over and over and over again. The same thing they try to pull 4 years ago with Biden. Oh, look, you gotta get him in there. You gotta get Trump out of there, and all this yada yada yada. To where people who didn't even give a damn about voting, who had no idea what any of the policies this person was for, went and did it anyway. Okay, and now once again, you have these emotional people who, instead of thinking logically and rationally and trying to understand really what's going on, they're just in their mind, oh, it's the first female. Oh, first female. Yeah, if this is the chance, though, this might be the only chance we get to have the first female president. And I'm a woman. I'm a black woman, and I think she's a black. She's not even black, But I think let's get her in there. Let's make a change, equality. And then all the so-called feminists come out. but that's because they're falling for it, right? Because they don't realize that it doesn't matter whether it's Kamala or Trump or nobody, right? Who knows? Maybe it's nobody. Maybe none of them make it. Maybe something happens. Who knows? But it doesn't matter which one or who it is. At the end of the day, the objective, all right, of prophecy is going to be accomplished. And so really, whoever is in office at the time, it doesn't really matter, because they're going to do whatever it is that they need to do to accomplish it. Okay, to fulfill that prophecy. And a part of that, or getting there, is going to be the call to enact martial law, the call to declare that state of emergency, the call to turn this place into a draconian, dystopian future. And then you realize the same person that you helped get in there, you so-called helped get in there, is now making these signing these legislations, making these calls that are making your life difficult. And that's what you get for falling for it over and over and over again. They want to try every which way except for the way of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. And guess what? When the Lord finally closes his door, then everybody's going to want to rush over there. Like during the time of Noah, when the ark was finally closed and it was raining, then everybody wants to rush to the ark and but where were you when the ark was being built? Where were your contributions? You didn't even believe enough until you didn't even believe at all until the rain came. But no shit, Sherlock. Obviously, if you saw the rain, you would believe. That defeats the whole point of faith, right? So it's the same thing now. If if they saw these things that we're warning about, of course they would believe. But it's not a test, okay? If you already see it, or if you already have the answers to it, it's like that situation where you hear of a story, right? Maybe something like the time of King Solomon, right? And how he judged between the two mothers that were both claiming that one child to be theirs. And he decided, hey, bring the sword, let's cut the baby in half, give one to this mother, give one to the other one. And by doing so and watching their reaction, he was able to tell who was the true mother. Now, after hearing that story, now that's a feasible solution in your head, right? And you're thinking, yeah, I could have probably made a decision like that, or that's a possible thing to do. But prior, if you hadn't heard that story and you were faced with that situation, chances are 99% you would not have thought of a solution like that, exactly like that. Okay. So sometimes, it's because you've and I even forgot the original point as to why I led to this example, but if it comes back, then it'll come back. But sometimes sometimes you think that damn, just lost my whole train of thought. Anyway, we're going back to the example that I was giving. It's because you've heard about this that you think it's a possibility. Okay. Anyway, like I said, that the thought just escaped me. But there was one more precept that I wanted to get. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. This is yeah, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. And it reads, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." See? And that's the thing right there. And that describes that describes Jake to a T. Okay? Foolish, that have not known the Lord. There's only one way out of this, and that's the one way they don't want to take. And that's okay, because when the doors of mercy are closed, that's it. Right. That reminds me, the point I was making is repenting when you see the trouble defeats the point in having faith, because now you've seen the trouble, and because you've seen it, obviously you're going to believe it and repent. Right? Most people with common sense would, but that defeats the whole point. Okay, you got to believe without seeing. So, just wanted to mention that, looking at that, man, is just, I mean, you shouldn't even be surprised, right? That's the mindset of Jake, but eventually this is gonna bring a lot of hardships, because people nowadays they can't even think for themselves. They think with their feelings, with their emotions, and not with logic, not with sound reasoning, not thinking ahead. It's just, how do you feel here and now, and make decisions based on that. And that's why the time of Jacob's trouble is going to make them consider everything perfectly. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. And until next time, Shalom.